Lena had always thought she understood time. She could read the clocks in her apartment, set reminders on her phone, and watch the hands of the wall clock move steadily through the hours. But one evening, everything changed. It started as a simple, unsettling feeling when she glanced at the clock just before dinner. The time seemed wrong. It was 6:45 p.m., but something felt off. It wasn't the numbers, it was the absence of time. The second hand was frozen. She shrugged it off, thinking it was just a glitch. But then she noticed something even stranger. Every clock in her apartment was showing the same thing, 6:45 p.m. She checked her phone, same time. She checked the microwave, the stove, the digital clock on the wall. They all read 6:45. Lena's heart raced. The batteries in these clocks weren't even the same brand. How could they all malfunction at the same exact time? She fiddled with the microwave's clock, tapping it, then resetting it, hoping it would fix the issue. It didn't. As the minutes dragged on, Lena tried to do what she always did in stressful situations: distract herself. She called her friend, Sarah, but the call wouldn't go through. She tried texting, but her messages wouldn't send. Panic began to creep into her thoughts. She looked out the window, expecting to see the familiar night sky. But outside, it was frozen still light, like twilight. No movement, no change. Time wasn't just stuck inside her apartment, it had stopped entirely. She ran out into the hallway, knocking on her neighbors' doors. They were home, she knew it, but no one answered. They weren't even making any noise. Back inside her apartment, Lena desperately checked her phone again. The time hadn't changed. She was trapped in 6:45 in a world that refused to move forward. Why wasn't it moving? She thought of the stories she'd heard about moments lost, people trapped in time. But those were just stories, weren't they? Then she heard a faint sound coming from the corner of the room. The clock on the wall, the one she'd stopped fiddling with earlier, began to tick, slowly. The hands moved, but they didn't follow the normal pattern. It was as if they were dragging, like something was resisting. Lena's breath caught. She backed away, heart pounding. As the ticking grew louder and faster, almost as if it were alive, suddenly the hands stopped again. And then she heard something else. The faintest whisper of a voice, almost familiar, saying, "It's your turn now." The second hand began to move once more. But this time, it wasn't the clock that ticked. It was her pulse. Time had come for Lena.